The plantation house, built circa 1793 to 1810, burned 1867. But the Tabby walls remain. What is Tabby? Spanish for tapia, for mud wall. Similar to rammed earth techniques. That's all that remains of the stony Baynard home. That wall remains. A bit of the basement with some of the scoring in the stucco, which kept the shells from getting wet, made it look like stone. Interesting. Wash the shells, burn them, and make some lime. And construction techniques were a lot more complicated then, just to get a simple house made of shells. The stony Baynard ruins has been placed in the National Register of Historic Places circa 1790. Houses used to burn. They used to keep the kitchen a ways. All that remains is the remains of the day. Basement for storage. Lots of seashells. Seashells by the seashore. Yeah, score the stucco. They still do that. Well, they used to anyways. Even up to 70, 80 years ago. I've done some clearing here. People leave their plastic behind. Junk. You're looking at the outer walls of the eastern side of the stony Baynard house. The grand building faced south direction to your left. It was an 1,885 square foot area, 1.5 stories tall, the basement at ground level, ventilation. Only a section of the upper wall remained after the 1867 fire. They're built with Tabby cement made with oyster shells, sand, and water. Large square holes in the wall about 6 feet above ground show where wooden joists were inserted in the Tabby. These supported a porch that extended 9 feet out, which is just over 3 meters from the side of the house. Stucco-like plaster was applied to the upper wall after the Tabby dried. Wash, burn, and mix. Oyster shells and sand were washed to remove salt. The shells were burned to form lime, calcium oxide. And then the lime was mixed with equal portions of sand, fresh water, and whole shells to make mortar, which hardened into Tabby, like cement. Mixture was poured and packed into parallel forms, wooden frames. Once the cement hardened, dowels were pulled out of the forms. Dowels. Round dowel holes are evident in the interior walls of the basement. Next, the forms were set atop the Tabby. The pouring process was repeated, making the wall higher. Beams were set in the Tabby wall to strengthen the structure. Yeah, they used to build it layer after layer after layer. You can see different days who was doing the mixing and pouring, and it's interesting to study it. The stony Baynard ruins. Not too many bugs here. They got copperheads though, but hardly any bugs. We stopped in Live Oak, Florida, which is in the upper west side, northwest corner. Stopped at a rest stop, and the little buggies were biting us. Terrible. No-see-ums, they call them. They were everywhere. Otherwise, not much in the way of bugs in Florida. I don't know what the birds eat. We're going to wander on back to the modern wooden construction. That's Tabby construction. Cool. Sea Pines Bike Trails. We parked here, we walked to the lighthouse, Missed the CW, went to the top and saw the birdies flying around, saw the Carmengia. Just saw a convertible Carmengia go by too. So we walked to the stony Baynard ruins, which is over here. And what's the scale here? Bicycle trails, shared roadway.
It says it
don't
right
harass
here.
the alligators.
1.8 to Harbor Town, and then we went to
Plantation
Stony
Club, Harbor
Ruins,
Town.
1.5, so probably 2-4 miles. That's what
2,
somebody
4,
told me.
6, 8. Who do we appreciate? People
And then
that
we're
walk.
going back. So.
We walked from here, and we took the trail here, and went here, and then we went back, and we're going back to the lighthouse.
Right.
And this is owned by the Community Services Association, the Property Owners Association for Sea Pines Plantation. If you want to live here, you get on the board, and you don't like the rules, you
And
change them to
that's
accommodate
all that's
whatever you
left
like.
of the original plantation.
Yeah, that's it.
And the
No more
Baynard
slaves.
ruins are made out of seashells.
Yeah, we saw that. These guys are leaving, and they're going to leave a big pile of debris right in the middle of the road. Well, why would they do that? Huh, just a big pile of crap right there. All right, we're done. Time to go drinking.